Now we head to the Nats manager, Jim Riggleman, his expertise on the victory over the Marlins.
Again, Clippard and Caps, you know, we got to back off a little bit with them. Those guys, we're asking so much of them, and they're answering every time. But you know, I'm anxious to see some other guys deep in the ball game in some of those situations too, because you know, we just we can't keep riding that day after day. And like I said, I'm anxious to see some of these other guys in those situations.
Are you getting to the point, Jim, where when it gets to the end of the game, you almost think somehow, some way, you kind of expect to win now?
Well, I think our players feel like if we're close, we got a chance to win the ball game. You know, let's stay right there. You know, the games that early in the year we got blown out a couple times, and you know, that's never a good feeling. But the ball club never lost confidence, and you know, we feel like I said, we got a lot of pros who give you a good professional at bat, so we got a chance to start a rally and do some things. But you know, it all comes back to pitching, and we've really gotten good pitching.
Did you consider Livan Hernandez to send him back out in the 8th, or was he done there?
No, you know, you always consider that, but because the pitch count thing with Livan wasn't that high, and he's not really affected by it anyway. So the only consideration is, you know, I knew that if somebody got on, I wasn't going to let that part of the order face him again for the 4th time. So now somebody's on, and now I got to pull him out. I just felt like I'd rather have somebody else start the inning clean, and you know, Livan's done instead of leaving his runners out there. And so we started it the way I wanted to, and it just didn't work out. But Clippard did a great job minimizing it, and Caps did what he did, of course.
So you were planning to use Burnett for that whole inning, or at least as much of it as you could get?
I was going to use Burnett until somebody got on. If somebody got on, I was going to, because I really didn't want Clippard to have to throw as much as he did today. I wanted him to face, ideally, if we got Coughlin out with nobody on, I would have let, with the wind blowing in, I would have let Burnett face Helms, but I was going to bring Clippard in for Ramirez either way.
With Matt, these past couple of days, it was the first time you saw him after he had to deal with kind of a bad outing. Do you learn anything about him? Just the way he responded after that one tough one?
Who are we talking about, Matt? I don't even remember a tough one. I mean, you know, I'm not even sure. It seems like to me he's been right on top of it every game, you know.
On Monday, or what day was that?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't remember the details of it. I just know he, you know, he threw good and gave up a run, you know, but you know, he's throwing good. If I remember right, it was the 2nd inning he threw that day too, wasn't it? Yeah. So, you know, he went in, he pitched a clean inning, and then you know, if we score, he gets a win. You know, if we don't score, he goes back out there, he ends up with a loss, which is the nature of relief pitching. But you know, even that day he threw the ball good.
Can you talk a little bit about the stability that Hernandez is bringing to your rotation? I mean, you brought him in basically to compete for the back of the rotation, and he's your ace right now.
Yeah, he's just been outstanding. You know, I think it just speaks for itself, and I think really the further we go, you know, Hernandez is he and Pudge are really getting a feel for what they want to do there, and Pudge's impact on more and more pitchers on the staff is starting to show up. So you know, it's a nice mix there. I think we got a lot of guys who are just getting a little better each time out. You know, Hernandez can't get any better than what he was. You know, he's just been top shelf from day one. But you know, they're all competing well and giving a great effort, and you know, as we said, Clippard and Caps keep picking everybody up.
For you guys to win a series against these guys, since they're in your division and they've handled you pretty well over the last 2 years?
Yeah, you know, well, they got a good ball club. We really have a lot of respect for that ball club because, like us, they got a lot of real pros there, a lot of professional hitters who play hard. They know how to play. They grind out at bats, and then they have a couple horses in that rotation, you know. So it's a great challenge. But I think our guys have respect for everybody. They feel like every series is going to be a challenge, and the Marlins are right up there at the top of the list. So certainly we feel good when we win the series.
Jim, you talked about pitching and defense kind of being the basics, and if you get offense, that's just gravy. Is pitching and defense kind of becoming the identity of this team?
A little bit more so lately. Certainly, probably the last 3 weeks. You know, each guy starting the ball games has given us a good outing, and you know, the defense. I really feel like we've really played good defense. But somebody pulls out a stat sheet, it says we're way down at the bottom. But I think if you're watching the game, you realize we play good defense. So we've had some fluky errors and, you know, stuff that's accumulated there that, you know, it's never going to really represent how good we've played defensively. But as of late, it's certainly been the way we've won ball games. You know, we've been winning ball games when we're scoring 3 to 5 runs, and you know, that means you got to pitch and you got to play defense.